guys? You guys know this is Mike with Pacific Tech out here in Sacramento, California. So you guys take a look. It's Mac Road, exit. CHP is over there. But this one will have to do with the company you keep. So now that I'm in a little private area, we're talking about the company you keep. You have to be a little bit careful with who you entertain. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, wait, what? The company I keep? We have friends and we have enemies. And your enemies are hanging out with your friends. And I'm only using that as a frame of mind so that people can understand, because it's something that I asked my grandfather and I asked my father, and they told me the same shit. Nothing's changed from way back then to even to the present day. And the reason why I say this is because September 19, I got married to Akeisha Harris, and the company she keeps, her friends are hanging around with her enemies, and her enemies are enjoying the information that they're getting from her friends. The situation that happened in Thanksgiving, I really hope no one goes through this, but when you are prepared, you're using this side of the brain and not this side of the brain, like majority of Americans. And I'm only speaking about Americans. I'm not speaking about anybody else in the world, because everybody else in the world is using that other side of the brain, which is 90% of brain power, versus the 10% brain power that we're exhibiting here inside this country. The company that she keeps, man, the friends are hanging out with her enemies, and her enemies are basically, like enjoying the fruit of, I guess, the friends' labor. And this is why I hang out by myself. I'd rather be by myself than be around company that is hanging out with my enemies, and my enemies are enjoying, the information, whether I'm standing up or taking a fall, either which way. They don't like when I'm standing up. They start calling me the devil when I start standing up. When I get off that seat and my mouth begins to talk, I'm the devil. When I sit back and lay back, I'm a limp. This is the things that you have to start realizing. And this is not only for my children, but anyone else that is listening. It's the reason why sometimes when we get married, we lose our friends. We lose even family members. Now, what happened to me Thanksgiving, actually, let me start off with a full story. I know this girl from back east. When we were little kids hanging out, we did some things. Life took its course. I went one way, she went another way. Trials and tribulation happened. I ended up succeeding, and she ended up getting hit and tumbled around because of choices. Sometimes we make good choices, sometimes we make bad. So, come and kick it. Meet up with one of her sisters, and her sister's friends with my nephew. Became my friends, and all of a sudden, her sister, which is now my wife, whispered in my ear, "I know you." In my head, I know a lot of females. So I'm flipping, through my album book, like, okay, where do I know you? Where do I know you? Where? And then finally, slowly, she started to fill in the blanks. Because when I was young, man, I was running around, like a heathen out here in the streets. Born in the streets. No, I can't say born in the streets, but born in the concrete jungle, and running around in that jungle in the streets allowed me to prepare myself for situations. And I had good instructors, my uncle Jose, my uncle Ed, my uncle Manny, my father, my friends' fathers, who became, family to me because of situations like this. but be careful with the company you keep because what I've been seeing, man, is motherfuckers hanging out with the enemies. So you with your boy and you have an enemy, and your boy knows that's your fucking enemy. And you guys are beefing over some stupid shit. And mind you, it's always stupid. Miscommunication or misunderstanding or just plain stupid. You don't like me just because of my skin color, because of who I am and how I conduct myself. And people have problems with that. You know, I have situations where people don't like me because of the jobs I do, and you know they try to pull fast ones, but because they so fucking tweaked out or they off their fucking meds, they start doing that dumb shit. And I had a situation like that with a young lady by the name of Vivian. And I'm saying their names, man, because I got no hair in my tongue. I expose motherfuckers for who they are. At this point, you know, what's the reality of me being true? If I'm telling you that's a snake, that's a snake, and that's a snake, why are you going to play with a snake knowing that it's going to bite you? I'm just saying, it's to open up a lot of people's minds with what you entertain. If you entertain a snake, eventually that snake is going to entertain himself for you. So be very wise. But anyway, look, man, this shit continues to happen. And when the missus sees this video, I hope she understands her company she keeps are not good. Dope fiends. Nothing wrong with dope fiends if they're controlling their drug habits and use that drug habit for, let's say, superhuman strength. But when you're sitting around like stagnant water and it stinks, you can smell it, and you think you're high and mighty, and you ain't going nowhere because you're like a hamster. Got on the hamster wheel, and that shit is spinning so fast and you're running so fast in your life. And when you get off, you're still at the same spot where you got on. And that's what a lot of, I guess, the sisterhood don't seem to realize. Look, we were told never judge. Sit back, watch, observe, keep your mouth shut. Military taught me, keep your head low, eyes forward. You look at these, the stupidity around you, and we're always surrounded by stupidity. There's a cure for that, which is called knowledge. But there's not a cure for ignorance. And a lot of motherfuckers are walking around here bliss, ignorant like a motherfucker. Young and old, and we're talking about old motherfuckers about 60 years old and even better. Walking around here bliss to everything. Not realizing, you know, the stupidity that they do. And the sad part about it is, look, man, I have my aunt called Karma. And I love my aunt, and also I have my uncle that she's married to by the name of Death. And I love these two people because they've been around me since I was born. Mark I carry right here because my uncle says, shh, it's for me to stop crying. They're the one who taught me about life. They're the ones who showed me and grabbed me by the hands and just said, sit back, pay attention. Life's like a game of chess. You let motherfuckers move, you let them play their game, and you just sit back. But you gotta make sure that you're smart enough or wise enough for every move they make, you already foresee it. And you can counter whatever they do. And this is the way I run my life. I see motherfuckers come at me, and they always come at me with stupid games. They always want to play a stupid game. Not knowing the rules or regulations of that game. They just know how to play it. And because they got a couple, it's like playing, it's like gambling. You know, you guys, that new casino that opened up here in Elk Grove, California, Sky River. One of my homies, I keep telling him, I'm Native American. We have Foxwood and Mohegan Sun. I was trained by these motherfuckers. Excuse me, guys, if I offended you with that word, but I'm using it literally for these guys who don't seem to understand what I'm trying to say. I'm beating a dead horse to death, and the horse is already dead, and I keep on beating it so that other people can see it. But it goes in here, comes out here, it goes through here, and it comes out through here. It's like, I really don't understand. But anyway, casinos are made for you to be the fish on the hook. You got $20. This is the maximum that I spend in the casino. This is where I use physical calculation. I've seen motherfuckers mortgage their whole house. The house that they was already paid off, so they got nothing but just to pay fucking taxes on. Just lose it all for fucking gambling. So this is why I say $20 max and walk away. You making earnings, walk away. And with whatever you playing with, that's the only thing you keep on putting back. Everything you earn, you walk away from. But I'm gonna use yesterday's or last night's incident. My cousin goes to the casino, yeah, you're free, man, let's go. I'm only gonna spend this much. He was ahead $130. But greed sits in. One more. It's about to hit. Yeah, it's about to hit for them, not you. You gotta learn when to walk away. This is when wise ones understand things. Look, the company you keep around you will help you or will break you, either or. You have to be wise enough to understand what company is around you. If motherfuckers are tweaking, and that's all they know about is that fucking pipe, they're married to that pipe, and they're not loyal to anybody else but that pipe and their addiction. And that's a warning to everybody else. Even the ones that are watching, that are gonna be like, holy crap, man, this motherfucker. Giving you this advice, not only as a friend, but a fellow human being. Be wise, man. My time here on this planet is very short. And the little time that I have left is trying to save someone from making the same fucking stupid mistakes that I've made. And mind you, I'm still making them, so it's not like, I don't make mistakes anymore. But if I make a mistake, I'm gonna warn someone, don't make this stupid mistake. And this is why I'm warning people, be careful with the company you keep. Because your enemies are hanging around with your friends, and your friends are hanging around with your enemies. So be careful with what you entertain yourself with, or who you entertain. Now, let's bring that back a little bit. And the company you entertain, especially strangers, be very wise because they're walking among us now. So, head down, eyes forward, ears always on like a radar. Pay attention to your surroundings. That's all I gotta say. Pay attention to your company also. Not all of them are for you or with you. So that's the advice that I got. It's Saturday. Guys, enjoy your Sabbath day. But again, be wise. I hate to be a preacher in this, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but this video is made for my sons and my children, my daughters, and that we take heed to this when they grow up a little bit and they start seeing. But this information is also for others, my other brothers and sisters out here, looking for information, and unfortunately their mother, their father, their uncles, or any of the siblings are too strung out to understand things. And they look onto the internet for people, for guidance. So this is my guidance to many. Be careful with who you entertain and the company you keep around you. And that's going to be the title of the video too. Guys, enjoy yourselves, be safe, be wise, and pay attention.